Welcome to Magical Aspirations, a podcast for magical people,
where we aspire to gather all of the knowledge that magic has to offer.
A place to illuminate and demystify all things magical.
We are your magical co-hosts. I am Annalisa.
Reverend Raven here.
Adriana.
Tune in every Tuesday where we're dropping new episodes every week about our own personal magical stories.
Have a spanking good time.
And sprinkle some interviews in between.
There is so much magic here. Keep coming back every week. Stay magical.
Stay magical.
Stay magical. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Free Magical Aspirations. It's Adriana, and of course, I am so lovingly joined by my two beautiful co-hosts, Country Crow and Annalisa. Say hello to the people.
Yes.
Welcome. Hello. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
Here.
Yeah, we're here. We made it. We made it. It's been a few weeks because we just been lifing, figuring it out, right?
Yeah. Actually, we have tried to record a few times, but each time we're just like, no. Let's do something different. And so because of that, we're recognizing our flow. We're getting so much better at it. I'm really proud of us. We have just to close the season, give it a big finale. So that's what this is. And take a couple break and then come back with some juicy, hot ass shit coming your way. I'm so excited to do it.
Yes, me too. I'm really excited for the break because I'm really excited for what we've got planned for the beginning of season 4.
Mhm.
We don't know when we're bringing that to you guys, but we will let you know when that happens.
Yes, we will.
Well, we're just trying to recognize that when there are 7 planets in retrograde, that sometimes the plans that we think are the best don't always come to fruition.
No, they're not our plans. I literally have a pen that I carry around at work all the time, and it literally says, I don't know, I just work here. And that has been my response for just about everything lately. When people are like, what the fuck? Blah, I'm like, bruh, I don't know. I just fucking work here. I'm just trying to do the thing. And we just work here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I so feel that I, in my muggle job, do hiring and recruitment. And this whole thing about setting plans and trying to plan out during this week, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Literally, not a single plan has gone the way that we set it to. And I am just like, okay, yeah, your planets, universe, you can have it. What is time anyway?
Right.
Exactly.
We talk about it here all the time.
Social construct. But we're just around here trying to tread that metaphysical water here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Trying to keep our heads above. Sometimes they sink, but we pull ourselves back out.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And I'm glad that you said it about treading water, because that's one of the important things about treading water is taking that moment to rest. And that's definitely what I'm glad we're honoring, that it is time for a break. I am so anxious to know though, Adriana, you were shuffling some cards. I want to know what they said.
Wow. I mean, I'm playing with them, but let me actually do it for real.
Well, while you're doing that, I was shuffling my cards at the beginning, and one popped out like they like to do sometimes.
Yes.
And I got the 3 of Swords, which in my deck, right? In my deck is a fire element. Since it's a shapeshifter deck, they've got fire and air switched. As far as the tools, which is interesting. So it makes me kind of listen in, to my intuition. And it flew across the floor, and I have been fretting about my living situation recently. And it says sorrow on this card. And I have been spending so much time in angst and worry. And, my husband as well, our house has been really tense because we are trying to figure out what our next step is. The farmhouse is going up for sale soon, and we have to figure out where we are landing. And I have a showing of a house tomorrow that is just minutes away from my new job in the beautiful community that I want to be involved in. And I feel like this card is popping out because we are reaching the end of that angst and anguish about where we're going to move to next.
Yes. And what comes after the 3 of Swords? The 4 of Swords, which means rest. And the biggest lightning just popped off in my backyard. So okay,
there you go.
Heard.
We hear you.
Oh my God! Wow.
And that's interesting because in my little booklet of my deck, that 4 of Swords is called Merging. It's about connection, empowerment, convergence, and dreaming.
Oh, I love that take on that.
Me too.
I feel like, especially Adriana, we were joking about how you're going OG on us, and you've got the classic Rider-Waite. Like when you see that Rider-Waite image of it's that knight with the swords, and like it's like, that I really like sometimes when there's like a dreamy kind of twist. I like that. I like that. And I really like that that's the important thing about like taking moments of rest and pause, is that like we've got some juicy stuff coming in season 4 that I don't know if we would be able to accomplish if we were pushing forward without taking a little break, because I think we're all excited about it and want to dedicate our research and time to it to make sure we bring you guys good stuff.
Right.
I agree. Well,
but we're feeling a little frazzled, and so we need that rest time so we can dream and dream up what that vision is.
Heavy on that. That just flows so beautifully into the card that the first 2 cards that showed up were the 7 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. I have a lot of thoughts, but I really wanted to be underneath and talk about that card first. And so the card that was at the bottom of the deck was the Emperor, which same. That was my reaction. But what was coming up was more so just like rigidity and like it must be this way or no way, and having shit literally pulled from under the rug. And that 7 of Swords, that sneaky little like I'm just gonna get away with it kind of energy. And it feels like maybe if I try to do this, maybe if I'm just a little sloppy, maybe if I just do that'll do, maybe it'll be fine and I'll get that 8 of Pentacles. But no, actually you're gonna work probably much more harder to correct the mistakes than to just do it right the first time and take time. Be bullheaded. Don't be bullheaded. Aries is connected to the Emperor. We love your passion. We love your creativity. We love that you want to be the initiator. However, you do need the rest of the zodiac to implement the vision. So don't just think that, just because you had the vision doesn't mean that you're the best one to do the implementation. Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow. Yep.
That was rude. Okay.
No, that was damn. Because obviously that hit us all in the chest like very hard.
Yeah, I needed that. Okay. So that's the finale, guys. I love it. I love it here. But just think about the podcast and just how far we have come is really phenomenal, really great, and how had this vision of like, oh, we want to do this next part of the series. Let's do this thing. And we were all gung-ho, like, okay, yeah. And then literally all of us had something happen that just said, fuck all your plans.
Right.
This is not supposed to be happening right. please
Not
take
yet.
time. Not yet.
Right. Not yet.
Not
Not yet.
yet. Not yet. Because if you push it out too early, it's just gonna be messy.
It is just going to be messy. And I was giggling really hard when you started talking about the 8 of Pentacles. So the book that I told you guys that I am looking to finish for part of what I want to bring to the next series. Sometimes when I'm reading informational books like this, I'll pull a card of who knows what deck. It tends to be just whatever one is in my reach. And I'll use that as my bookmark through the book. And the card that I pulled was the 8 of Pentacles. And and it's just about doing the work, sitting down, doing the work, putting your head down, doing that. That's been such an important metaphor for me for this whole podcast. I was thinking on my drive to work this morning what we were going to talk about tonight. And all of us for sure have to commend on the work we've put forth, like in our healing, our spiritual, kind of all of the stuff. But like, we've really just come so far. I'm so much more confident in who I am, not only as a person, but as a magical practitioner. And I've learned the ebbs and flows of life. And this has been a big thing to kind of help with that. And I was just kind of musing on that this morning about like the work. It's nice to see the payoff from the work.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I think that's probably a big piece of the 8 of Pentacles. I can still remember Michelle talking about the 8 of Coins and how he's just sitting down, looking and just chopping away, making his little pentagram things, and he never looks up to admire the fruits of his labor. So sometimes you just need to look up and see. Nice.
And I'm sorry, I am stifling such a hard giggle because the thing that I remember Michelle saying about the 8 of Pentacles was, if you're a Rick and Morty fan, there's their like big alien head in the sky.
Oh
and he's literally going,
yes.
Show me what you got.
Oh, yes. Oh my God.
And I think of that every time I see that card, show me what you got. And like, that's such the other side of like, yes, it's put your head down. Yes, it's do the work, but like, it's also that moment to show them what you got. Like, this is what I do when I can like put my head down and do good work. That's been a new thing that's been popping up for me too, about like, I am good at this. This is a huge part of my life. Like, it's not just aesthetic witch or like, whatever. Like, this is who I am. And I forget, and I find those moments showing themselves when I see someone in need, or like someone asks my help for something, or like, I've got a couple people in my circle that I'm not going to out them out of the closet yet, but it's coming soon. Like, and so this must have been what you guys felt a couple of years ago. Like, you're a little witchy thing, like just suck it up and own it, and now I'm to a point where I'm ready to show you what I got.
That's cute.
But I think that we all have that in us, and however we identify ourselves, or whatever label that we use to identify ourselves, we all have magic inside of us. This goes back to the conversations that we've been having about our magical toolbox, that we are the biggest tool of magic. We are the wielders of that magic. And whether you are somebody who is just realizing that you are practicing magic, or someone that has been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years, you are still magical. Your magic is valid, and it's in everything that you do. You don't have to get out these fancy printed cards to divine. You can go outside and pick up the rock that you find and see what message that brings to you. I was having a hard day the other day, and I went outside and went and talked to the trees at work. I didn't have to have a fancy tool. And it's funny because the moment that I put both hands on that tree, I didn't even have to think about, oh, I'm going to ground now. I felt that energy coming from the tree, traveling through my body and going into the ground. It's just who I am. And it's not because I'm special. Everybody is magical. Everyone can do this. And that to me is the point of this podcast, is just getting this out here. Is like, you are the magic.
Yes.
We can give you tips and tricks and things to keep you safe and protection and research and all these things. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that you are the most magical being that there is. And once you realize that, you can do anything.
Yes.
Say
it, Rev. Yes.
And that is, I've been thinking about this, the magic that comes from working with children and animals, is you just see this every day in how they act, how they just are, the wonder and amazement. And, how frequently my students just use the word magic in their vernacular. I just stop for a second and they're like, oh, that's magic. And I'm like, that is magic.
Yeah.
Let's not tell them, no, that's not magic. This is
right.
This is your magic. It is real. If you think this is magic, this is magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I couldn't agree more. It's making me think about, right before this, I was doing a soul support check-in, and how we were talking about how people were feeling disconnected to spirit and out of touch and just like spiritual blind. And I was asking, like, why, what led up to this? What does that feel like? And at the end of the day, most of them were saying they think they know, or in their mind they should be mentally doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, that's the issue. You're mentally thinking it's only supposed to happen one way. But Bossy Brew, one of my favorite witches out here, has always said, spirit is closer than your breath. Spirit is everywhere. And just like realizing that's magic, spirit, yes, everywhere, in everything that we do. Even just the thoughts you're having, the witnessing of yourself, of each other, is magic. And just being able to come back to that. I think this season, that's been the reminder that's been coming up for me, is just falling back in love with the imagination of magic. And wonder. Yeah.
That's exactly the wonder of it. Like, that's whenever you were talking about the feeling of disconnection that some of your soul support people were talking about. And like, God, that's just so relatable. We've talked about it countless times on here, getting caught in the muggle drudgery and like the dumpster fire of the world and all this stuff. But it really is just so important to remember the wonder of it all. And it's hard. I'm definitely not saying that that's a simple thing to do, but like, that's where the magic happens, is in for me at least, and we've talked about this certainly before, that's the root of this podcast, is that whatever your magic is, like, that's celebrate that, do that, like find your way to transmute shit into something better. And like, that's a lot of has been a driving force for such a long time in like staying magical, I can turn shit into diamonds. I'm an Aries. I'm an April baby. I have to turn everything into diamonds.
You do. You do. Oh my goodness. I guess so. Thinking about this being our season finale, what would you all say has been something that you're taking with you out of this season?
Appreciate the hard times.
Yes.
That was the sorrow card. It might be coming to an end, and there were a lot of very tender and magical moments in those hard and sad times.
We've said it many times this season, that the giving yourself grace to say no, to say not right now, maybe a little bit later, that just because the moment isn't right doesn't mean the thing isn't right. I can't even remember what episode it was, Adriana, you compared this season to just like a real big fat therapy session. And that also I take from this is the camaraderie of like-minded people and the importance of having that through the dark, sorrowful times.
Mm-hmm. I love, all of that. I think for me, I'm taking away this, it's okay for it to just be us. And not needing to add extra bells and whistles or have so and so on or have a guest back to back to back to back and to have these long thought out plans. It's okay for it to just be us because there's enough curated stuff out there, and sometimes we just need honest and authenticity, and I don't knows. We need more of those. And so I think that's what's I'm taking away.
Yeah, I really appreciate that we've been, at least I feel we've been good in being honest and being vulnerable. And like, this is not a picture perfect, pretty curated podcast. Like we're just in the shit of it and turning it into diamonds.
Yeah. Is that your theme for in the shit of it? Is that your theme
Evidently, because like I'm giggling at myself as it comes out of my mouth. But like, I don't know. Maybe there's something that's trying to come out of that. I don't know.
Who knows?
I just work here.
Yeah. I'm so grateful. Just very grateful.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah. Super grateful to all of the spirits that have showed up this season too.
Yes.
What?
They've been the best co-hosts. Like, you guys go, but let's give it up for the spirits. Like,
for real.
They have. Because so I also pulled a couple of cards. That's their cue to come in. I was waiting for that. The only two cards I pulled literally say, take it to the altar and cast that spell. So whatever that means to whomever's listening, do it. Take it to the altar, cast that spell.
I think that means don't be afraid to do it.
Yeah.
Don't be just waiting for the time because you think you need to practice more, read more, study more, whatever. I think that message from the spirit world is do the damn thing.
Do the damn thing. Yes.
You can be scared and still do it. It's okay to still be a little scared and do it.
Yeah, as soon as you said take it to the altar, it was reminding me of this. I was in college. There was a church on campus, beautiful, beautiful chapel. And at night, I was always going to the chapel just to be there and go to the altar. Not because I anyway, I was there to vibe and because how pretty it was. But that was my sacred time. That's when I would cry and silently yell, if you can do that, and just like have a moment, and how I missed that once I graduated. And then I actually built myself an altar, and I was able to pick that back up to just cry at the altar. I don't need to come with a thing or a petition or whatever. I can just be at the altar without needing to be perfect. And when you said take it to the altar, I feel like for me personally, I needed that because I've been holding back from my spirits over the past couple of weeks of just like, no, I don't want to bother y'all. I don't want to bother y'all. Like,
what a human thing to say.
Right.
So silly. Silly, but
precious human. You're so cute.
Yeah, I needed
that. Why? Like, why do you feel like a bother?
Because
like
I know
they're too busy.
They're too busy, but also I am already. I've been doing a lot of care and holding space for people in with these big things, and I don't want to put that energy onto anybody else because it's already heavy for me. So how would I take it somewhere else? I know it's silly. I can hear the words coming out of my mouth and just being like, "Oh, girl, we've been down this before. You already
Right.
know.
But that's a
yeah.
perfect example of what this space is like, what we're trying to, I guess, curate. I hate that word, but for other people, like you're holding shoulders up for somebody else, so we can be here to hold up shoulders for you.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
This is your space to unburden, because we haven't talked about it enough, and I would certainly like to go into it more and give it all the space it needs. But the great things y'all are doing over at Soul Support.
Ooh,
Girl,
child.
ma'am, child, yeah.
Yeah.
Shoo.
Yeah. Shoo, yeah.
Yeah. That makes me, I've been learning the space of the spirits in an interesting way. Because one of my sisters has been talking to my grandparents a little bit more, and y'all have heard me talk about how I talk to them on a daily basis. And it's fascinating because she associates different signs to them than I do. And so we can be getting kind of like simultaneous signs from like my grandma, for instance, my dad's mom. She talks to me a lot, and now my sister's been talking more about the things that she's been popping up. And it's like it's still a little weird to digest that, like, oh shit, like I'm here, but she's in another state, but like we still talking to Gigi together, it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cool, and I guess that's they're telling you the same, that like, girl, we got time.
I know.
We love you.
I know. It's what's crazy is just like it's mostly family that I'm holding space for. And so I already know like the spirits I'm connected to, they're connected to. So they're already doing so much work for my family. I don't want them to have to do extra for me, but energy is infinite.
Aw. But didn't you just hear me talking about how Gigi here?
I know.
I was wondering why that was the example that came to mind. Like, oh wait, it's because it's a magical podcast.
Yeah.
The thing is too that the spirits are trying to say is that they have nothing but time.
Yeah.
Right. And because what did we say in the beginning? Time. What is time?
Right. As humans, we think that we're tied to time. And time is a social construct for us, but in the spirit realm, they're spirits forever. They don't have to worry about that. They're not bound to time. They're not saying, oh, I have to get all my chores done and I need to do laundry and I need to make dinner and all of this before I can hear all of your concerns. Like, what they have to do is to have relationships. Like, that's their to-do list, is to be there for their fan,
Yeah.
They ain't got to worry about the laundry and cooking supper and all of that.
Doesn't that sound nice?
Those are our jobs,
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it to the altar.
Take it to the altar.
Take it to the altar.
I love it.
Love it.
I don't know anybody. I think we kind of knew this would be a little shorty. It's kind of feeling like that's the ancestral setup as always.
Always.
I think so. And I'm just excited to have a little time between now and our next episode where we can, study and get into our topics and, do a little bit of research and kind of get back into that studious switch. Because I haven't had the time, to do that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Getting back to basics, back to the roots.
So excited. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Annalisa. Thank you, Reverend Raven. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
everyone. Happy season 3. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Okay. Are we gonna send the people out with a last sing-songy Stay Magical?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm ready.
Okay. Are we ready? Stay magical.
Stay magical.
Stay magical.
I love it.
Bye.
Bye.
I guess. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Magical Aspirations. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Magical Aspirations to keep up with the latest and the greatest from Annalisa, Adriana, and Reverend Raven, and to join in on the Magical Aspirations conversations. Come check out our website, magicalaspirations.com, to find bonuses from our guests, our Magical Aspirations blog, and to reach out to our magical hosts with questions, comments, reviews, or ideas for future episodes. We are so grateful for each and every one of you listening. Thank you again, and as always, stay true to your magic.